Converting to a Roth IRA, are you? Be sure you're not missing the point. When you consider the potential benefits of converting an IRA to a Roth, what comes to mind? Have you read information about tax rates going up? Perhaps an advisor has suggested to you that tax rates will be higher in the future, so you should pay taxes on your 401k or traditional IRA now versus waiting till the future. Truth is, no one knows for sure what the tax rates will be in the future, right? And even if we think we are sure in a general sense, this doesn't mean that we know that your taxes will be higher on a personal level. So to be accurate, all we should say is maybe, likely, probably, in my opinion, tax rates will be higher in the future, but maybe not. So my point here isn't to debate the idea of future tax rates. My point is, potential higher taxes as a factor by itself is not a compelling excuse to do a Roth conversion. Let's pretend that I am certain that my personal tax rate will be higher in, let's say, 2026. Based on this factor alone, it only tells me that I should consider paying taxes on my IRA in 2023, 2024, 2025, rather than waiting until 2026 and beyond. This may not have anything to do with a Roth conversion. Now, think about this question. Do I have to do a Roth conversion in order to pay my taxes on IRA money? No. If I'm over 59 and a half, I can simply take money out of my IRA, and that action alone will create a taxable event. No Roth account setup or transfer required, if all I'm trying to do is pay the taxes this year rather than wait until a future tax year when the rates may not be as favorable. Now, for those who are under 59 and a half, if you simply take money out of your IRA or 401k like I just described, you may be subject to a 10% penalty. So be sure to check with your accountant ahead of time to see if there are any exceptions to that penalty rule that apply to you. If you're under 59 and a half, I want to be clear, and you don't qualify for any penalty exceptions, then converting to a Roth may be your best option for paying taxes now on your IRA money. There are a couple of other benefits that are often talked about related to converting money to a Roth that I want to revisit here. In my opinion, they are not good by themselves. They're not good enough reasons by themselves to do a Roth conversion. So here's an example. No required minimum distributions on Roth accounts. That's great, and that's true. There are no required minimum distributions on Roth account money if you are the owner. But that's true today, the way the IRS code is written. But just like we cannot be certain of tax rates in the future, we cannot be certain that the code won't be changed and that required distributions won't be implemented on Roth accounts at some point down the road. The last benefit of Roth conversions that I want to put in perspective is the tax-free withdrawals from Roth accounts. Tax-free withdrawals on principal, tax-free withdrawals on interest and dividends, and the capital appreciation on that Roth money is awesome. It is indeed a great incentive to consider a Roth conversion. However, since we currently have a 5-year rule to consider, I don't want to hang my entire reasoning for paying taxes now and converting to a Roth solely on this benefit. Why? Because here again, we don't know the future. What if I need access to my interest and dividends from my Roth prior to the 5-year mark? Or what if the Internal Revenue Code changes from a 5-year rule to a 10-year rule? Or from all interest being tax-free to all interest tax-free unless your income exceeds X amount, or unless your Roth account balance is X amount. See, we just don't know. Don't get me wrong, these are wonderful incentives to consider, but the emphasis I'm making is they don't stand on their own as being a sufficient reason to convert. If one should not base their Roth conversion decision solely on any one of the reasons I described, is there one good reason to do so? Yes. In my opinion, the best reason to consider a Roth conversion is the power of compounded tax-free growth. The key to a successful Roth conversion is not lower tax rate now versus the future, or the absence of RMDs, or the ability to make withdrawals in a tax-free manner. Those are all great things, but the key is in the compound effect. here's the reality. In order to compound interest, it takes time, years, several years in fact. So when I hear people talk about a 5-year rule, I tend to think that they may be missing the point. You shouldn't focus on the 5-year rule when doing a Roth conversion. Your focus should be on what the value of the Roth might be in 10 or 15 years down the road, once the compounded effect has had a chance to work. We know that compounding works best when the account can grow for many years without any withdrawals being taken. It's not about whether or not you are allowed to take money. It's about planning on not touching it for 8 or 10 years or more. If you're not pretty sure that you won't be able to go that long without accessing the money, I would encourage you to consider that perhaps you should pay taxes, but leave the money in a non-qualified account that doesn't have the same restrictions as Roth accounts do. Now, there's a lot of variables there, so we'd love to have the opportunity to talk to you about your particular situation and see if there are ways we can serve you and your family. Thanks for watching and liking this video. Hint, hint. Please consider subscribing to our channel so you don't miss any of our great videos. Remember, when it comes to your money, it pays to be strategic.